What's up, folks? How we doing? Thanks for checking out the video. In this one, I'm going to do a quick unboxing and installation on the Yakima OverHaul HD heavy duty truck bed rack. And for the bars, I've got the large 68-inch bars. And this bed rack is going on a 2021 Jeep Gladiator. One issue I'm having is I don't want to put a roof rack on the hardtop because I want to be able to take the hardtop off and still be able to carry kayaks. I do a lot of kayaking, outdoor trips with kayaks, river trips, lake trips, and camping trips. So being able to carry kayaks safely, along with my little New Camp tab camper over there, is pretty much the goal of this project. And I've done a lot of research on bed racks on trucks, and the one I like the best is going to be the Yakima. Of course, I've been using Yakima products for many years, dating back to my old Tacoma, and again with my Jeep Renegade. And I'm just gonna go with something that I've never had an issue with out of 20 years of use. I totally endorse the Yakima roof rack family of products. They're awesome. All right, first thing we want to do is get our boxes open and take inventory and make sure that all the parts are here in the kit and that we're not missing any parts to complete the installation. This is the Leatherman Bond. I use this all the time. I got a Bond and a Surge. These are great multi-tools for everyday carry or vehicle carry. Let's go ahead and pop out the knife here. The knife on these comes extremely sharp, so be careful. So this kit, I believe, weighs 62 pounds. So it's got some good weight to it. As you can see, there's Team Lift stickers on this. And that's something that is good for a load-bearing product, right? Like this Yakima truck rack is going to carry usually 2 kayaks. Each kayak roughly 75 to 80 pounds, something like that. So it's got to be tough. Here's that toolkit I was telling you about. Complete little set of its own tools. Also logoed Yakima. I'll show you when I get those out of the bag. But these will go in a pouch and be stored underneath the back seat of the Gladiator. Full hardware kit. I love when everything is isolated, unbroken. That keeps it really clean and easy to work with. Full set of installation instructions. Barely used, unused, no bent corners or anything. So I loved seeing installation instructions that are complete and not trash, because it means it hasn't been purchased already and then returned and then sold back to you. The tracks set on the side of the truck. Set these back here for now. There should be 2 more of those. These are the uprights. Nice welds. Heavy, it's got some weight to it. Super sturdy. Also, this part comes pre-installed. All you have to do is loosen these up and expand this arm to get your rack dialed in, and that's really nice. Like a lot of other roof racks, it comes in pieces and you have to install everything. J-hooks. This is the piece that holds the base onto the bottom side of the bed rail. Got 4 of these. 8 of them. So we've got 2 sets for each side of the bed and 8 of these J-hooks. Bed rail. And lastly, 2 more uprights. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the crossbars. Make sure everything is together. together with these. These are the large 68-inch crossbars. The bed on the Jeep Gladiator is the 2021 is 60 inches. So I wanted it to overhang just a little bit. Like I said, this rack is mostly going to be carrying kayaks, sometimes bikes, sometimes camping equipment. So it needs to be sturdy, and I need enough surface area to tie things down to. Pretty self-explanatory. Just two large bars. We'll go ahead and set these back here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and laid everything out at where it needs to be. Here we have hardware, here we have tools, here we have our own little Leatherman Bond, our own little hand tool there, and I've laid the uprights on the respective corners of the bed that they're going to go on. The first thing that we need to go ahead and install is going to be the footprints. These are these pieces. They're going to mount just like that to the side of the bed with the J-hooks. And I need to get all four of these set up before we install the uprights. Always use your instructions when you're setting all this up. Yakima has a very specific system they want you to follow, and they've got everything numbered in the instructions. So first thing we want to do, it looks like, is we're going to take the end caps off the bars and go ahead and install the connection plates. And the plates are these 4 plates up here at the top of the hardware kit. These are our plates. Let's go ahead and break open our tools as well too. So it looks like we get 3 different sizes of Allen wrenches here. All of them logoed. Well, all but except the beefier, higher gauge. All right, we're going to take our 2.5, which is the smaller of the two. I think it's the smaller of the two. Yep. And as you can see, there is a nut right here inside the roll bar. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew this and take this cap off. And we'll put our connection plates in. Pop the cap back on. Okay, the directions say to put the locking base on the driver's side and the non-locking base on the passenger side. Just for reference, this is the non-locking base, and this, it's got a longer knob there, is the locking base. Okay, so to install the base to the truck, we're going to use the large hex bolts. So these are the large bolts at the bottom of the bag here. These guys, these are 4 inches long, and the most heavy duty of the hardware that you get. So this is going to connect the J-hooks and the base that go onto the rail of the truck. As you proceed, make sure you have 8 of these bolts and 8 of these nuts. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set up the first base on the truck here. We're gonna do the back passenger side. And let's flip this guy around. So how this is gonna work is I want my gap between uprights to be as wide as possible because I'm hauling kayaks, and my kayaks are 12 foot usually, so they're pretty long. So I want my rack to also be as far apart as possible. So I'm going to set this guy as far back as it goes. On the Gladiator, there's a little bit of a curve here, so that's about as far back as I'm going to be able to get it. So here is the J-hook, and we'll put this down on the very bottom one here. Hold it with your hand. Then take one of the spacers and the 4-inch bolts and screw it into the J-hook. Once you get enough tension there, it's going to hold that base in place. And I'm just tightening it with my hand right now. All right, getting a little tougher, so I'm going to get the large Allen wrench. So I got it tight enough to where it'll hold on now. Let's go ahead and start the other side with the 4-inch bolt, the spacer, and the J-hook. So we'll take our J-hook, pop it in right there, put our 4-inch bolt in the spacer, go ahead and drop it down. And you want to feel under your truck. You want to make sure that these hooks are not interfering with anything, any wiring, any hardware for anything else really. You want it to set as flat and flush as possible when you tighten these down. Alright, that was easy. And I can feel the sturdiness already for this base. So let's go ahead and get it tight. All right, so let's do 4 more of these. And be sure when you're setting this up, there's a short run here for this bolt, and then a longer run that goes from here to here. Make sure you set the bolts up as far apart as possible. It just gives you a little bit more material for the rack to hang on to. Stability and strength, right? Put that in the spacer. Drop that in here. All of this hardware is really nice, fits together well. You know, you're getting premium products sometimes when the hardware is good stainless steel, high quality hardware. And I feel like Yakima has always done a good job of providing the very best of hardware, because you need it when you're running down the road. You don't want to lose your roof rack and invaluable equipment attached to that roof rack. All right, that is on there. We're good to go. We're going to take our upright, kick in the lip. And screw in that back plate. Just for now, we're not going to tighten it down. We want to be able to access it because we're not done with the installation yet. Bury that lip, push it in, then we'll hand tighten this bolt until we get it to where we can't get it anymore, and then we'll use our medium-size hex tool. After you've installed your rack, you want to keep your tools handy somewhere in your vehicle. You never know when you need to tighten up your rack or make adjustments. All right, we've got the OverHaul bed rack HD uprights set up. And we need to do the crossbars, but all of these went up super easy, very easy to install. Very easy to install. All the tools came with the kit, and the instructions are to a T. They explain exactly how to get this thing together with ease. This particular rack is adjustable in height. So as you can see right here, I loosen these with the mid-size Allen wrench that it came with, and this upright can be adjusted upwards. Why is that significant? Well, I need my crossbars to be just over, I'm talking half an inch over the hardtop. With this Jeep Gladiator, the hardtop comes off, and I don't want to lose that functionality, right? I still want to be able to take the hardtop off and carry kayaks. And I don't want the kayaks to bump or ride on the hardtop at all, right? I want all that weight to be supported by these, the truck bed rack. And to get that right size, all 4 of these uprights are adjustable. And I can't push them too far up because I still need the Jeep to get into the garage. So there's about that much space that I can get the rack height into. And that's why, you know, the Yakima was another easy decision, is because it's adjustable. So I've got the uprights raised. I'm gonna go ahead and put the crossbars up there because they're gonna add about another maybe inch or so, half an inch to the top. So I just wanna eyeball it to see if it's in the right place. Just to keep it in place, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down just 1 bolt. And then I'll measure it to make sure I've got it level. All right, to make sure this is flat, all things being equal, I'm just gonna measure this part of the rack on both sides and make sure that it's the same length. All right, same deal here. We're gonna loosen all 4 of these bolts and bring the upright up to about 5 1/4 inches. Perfectly. Right on that 5 1/4. So we're going to tighten that side up, bring the other side up to 5 1/4. All right, now that we've got the height to our upright set, let's set up the crossbars. So the last of the hardware, which has these washers, these rings, and these bolts, are going to go securing the crossbars to the uprights. Okay, so these mounting plates that we first put into the crossbars, you can see it sliding there. That's what these bolts are going to fix into from underneath the crossbar. We're going to stack these as we're going to put the ring on, just like that, and then the washer. So we're going to go ahead and assemble all of these, and there should be 2 per corner. All right, we've got all our hardware. Okay, so as you start to center your crossbar, you'll see that there's measurements on the bottom of your crossbar, and this is to help you get it lined up. Oops, come on. You want it to hang out equally on each side. So with mine, I'm going to center mine on 44 inches each way, and that's going to be an equal hang off for that rack. So here's that tab, the mounting tab or the mounting plate that we installed into the bar. So we're just going to take our tool and just push it over and line it up onto our screw holes right here. Find the mounting holes to the plate with our screw holes. Once we get one lined up, we should be able to get another. Now we just want to do that on all 4 sides. We've got the Yakima OverHaul HD bed rack installed, heighted, tightened up, and ready to go kayak fishing. I've got the box up there just to kind of demonstrate how high a kayak is going to sit up off that roof. As you can see, I'm going to have about an inch or so to where the kayak won't be touching the roof, will just be sitting on top of the roof. And that's going to allow me to take the top off, right? Take it on, take it off, no problem, while our kayaks are on top of the bed rack. But looks sweet, ready to go. Everything looks good, feels good. Just gotta test run it with some kayaks and go fishing. As you can see, the way that box is sitting, the kayak should sit right on top there and not touch the hard top. Hey, thanks for checking out the video, y'all. Hope it's been informative. Y'all take care.